Greetings, programs! Welcome back to Crusader Kings 2. I can't even remember which episode this would be, but I think we're approaching 30 at this point. I mean, the series has been going for a while, but it's a bit of a slow burner in that I don't put out the episodes that often. And I've had a number of people compare them to a Game of Thrones, so I must be doing something to make them entertaining. Anyway, we left off in the last episode with, well, the Castilian inheritance finally happening, but it triggered a massive civil war because I think the king that initially inherited died relatively quickly after it had happened, and the new king was obviously just not strong enough and was of a different culture, so the whole thing just has fallen to bits completely. This presents me with some opportunities because, along with England being at war, well, I've got a very, very good opportunity to nab not only Ossory, but also Durham. And this is almost going back to how things were previously, where I was just inching my way down the British Isles. And I suppose Scandinavia's gone a little bit on the back burner. We've still got 200 plus years to make all of this happen, but I don't want to leave it for too long. Now, we do still have our foothold in Finland, which is good. I mean, this particular count is not particularly disloyal. I don't think they're going to break away from me or anything like that, so that's fine. And we can also, I would like, once I've gotten a bit more of England, I don't want to just piecemeal gobble up England and then turn my attention, because that might take too long. So I would like to get a bit more of England and then go back to turn my gaze back to Scandinavia and try and get forward with that plan. I could even try and get a foothold on the continent, but that would be exceedingly tricky to do when I'd have to bring my troops down from all the way up here. And of course there's the cultural differences to deal with as well, although you might also say that's also an issue for over here, but this is not really a part of my plan, so I don't want to expend my energies there especially. There's also, it looks like, a minor civil war going on in Portugal at the moment, so it's just this whole end of Europe is just civil wars everywhere. The HRE, meanwhile, seems to be relatively stable at the moment. Byzantium is going from strength to strength. I mean, they've not only held their borders, but they've actually expanded a bit over here into the Balkans. They've actually gotten the heel of Italy. They've expanded eastwards towards, I want to say, the Caspian Sea. Yes, it is the Caspian Sea. It actually has a little tooltip that says Caspian Sea. So, yeah, I don't usually see Byzantium staying this stable for this long. And this is, I mean, we're about just under 200 years into this game with a bit over 200 years to go. But normally Byzantium has started to fray a bit by this point. But in this game, anything can happen. The very odd, very strange things can be entirely commonplace. In fact, I think we actually... Oh, I think that must have happened a while ago, actually, the Pisa taking over Venice, which was, of course, the Serene Company of the Hat, or whatever it was. Ridiculous. I don't know, I wish I'd noticed that when it happened, but I just every so often like to look in on Venice, but no more Company of the Hat. So, we'll quickly assess the state of our forces. I mean, we've got a full retinue army there that's not reinforcing, and we'll stick some generals on that, in fact, while I remember. And we'll also see what the rest of my military capability is like, and it seems to be more or less fully reinforced. 4,700, nearly 4,800 troops out of... yeah, that's almost the maximum number of troops. My vassals are pretty much maxed out, so... I think we want to do this sooner rather than later, although both of these claims are based on titles that I already hold, so they're not going to disappear based on King Richard dying, because he's 64 now. This is probably going to happen sooner rather than later, and it would be nice to have a king with more martial skill, but as we can see, the Tanist of Scotland, not particularly militarily competent either. So yeah, we'll try and avoid any more disasters like we had in Denmark, but I don't know, I might feel the strange odd urge to role play. We'll see. Anyway, right, so we'll go for Durham first, because this civil war is I don't know how long this is going to last. It seems to be mostly York that's revolting. And yeah, this is he making his own claim? This is a caption guy who is staking a claim against Queen Judith Aelfricsson. So there you go. Who's actually an Anglo-Saxon, even though she's got a name like that. Although I suppose, well, the Angles and the Saxons, you know, basically from over here, and then you have the Jutes from over here, and yeah, England's a bit of a mongrel nation, really, always has been. But, you know, can't have immigrants. It's not like England is a nation of immigrants or anything. Yeah, anyway, never mind. No, I don't know where I was going with that. So, yeah, England, we will, where are we? We want the Queen, we want to go declare war, and I actually have a bunch of claims I could press here. But we're going to go for a de jure claim on Durham, which will bring the bishopric of Durham under my control. So, we'll send that. We'll raise my own troops for now, and bring them all... actually, we'll bring everyone into Dunbar for now. And I'll also, just having declared war, I'll just quickly check the disposition even of the English army. But I don't think they'll be that strong at the moment, to be honest. So we'll search by name. That's probably quicker. Although search by name doesn't always put things like Pisa, Cumania, Alania, the Papacy, Perm, Portugal. What? That's not alphabetical at all. Anyway, but there's England. England has a shade less than, or shade over rather, 8,100 troops. So between my retinues and my own personal levies, I think have enough to take them, because York is a pretty powerful duchy, and they've actually got the Count of Suffolk seems to have joined in on that war as well. So anyway, the peasants of Ross are slowly starting to respect my rule again. I should never let my treasury go negative, so I've got incompetent ruler. So that was one of the a holdover from when I was down on cash in the last episode. I should just check. At the moment, monthly balance -4, but we've got a healthy overhead of cash there at the moment, so that's fine. Bunch of Tanistry messages popping up, as they do at the start of every playthrough. And I think what I'll do this time, because the frame rate, I've noticed with the longer recordings, and I've checked my hard drive, I've done a surface scan, and I've checked my RAM, and I don't know what it is. It's since I switched to Windows 10, I've noticed this more, and I've noticed, obviously, I've spoken about it before, the derps with Audacity. So I don't know what it is about the software environment of Windows 10 that's causing me problems when I'm recording especially, but anyway, we'll see. Marshal Count Cathal told me about his ideas. I couldn't really understand what he was talking about, but he was adamant in his belief that this would improve the military. Well, I've got a military skill of 2, so we're just going to believe him, I think. 20 gold for a military tech spread of 100%, plus 100% until 1216, so 5 years of extra military tech spread. And actually, talking of technologies, I'll just do a quick check. We can improve shipbuilding, and that's really it. I think we'll save those military tech points. I wonder if we'll have enough for another culture advance fairly soon. No, 400. These will probably be the same, 400. So we're a ways off before we can spend on another level 4 technology on either of those trees, and as you can see, quite a ways before I can get another economy tech advance. But we can actually just have a quick look at... I've paused it and then unpaused it there. Oh, my daughter has... she was the genius one as well. She was the one I married off to Cumania, but never mind. I was hoping for ties with Cumania, but we won't be allied anymore. Anyway, I was looking for... there is surely a button for it. Technology spread or technology levels. Maybe I'm having a flashback all the way back to Crusader Kings, where you did have a button and you could see technology. No, I don't think that's the thing. I think I was just making that up. I wanted to see tech spread. I mean, you can you can have this open and you can mouse over individual counties and see what the technology is like in those individual counties, but there's no map overlay apparently, which is a bit okay. It's a bit of a pity. No, it's not anything I'm just not missing. I don't know. Although we could, while we're looking at these, we could also look at how Dumfries is getting on, and mostly the Irish Sea, but they're starting to get some trade posts down in the Channel now as well. But this seems to be their main focus. So if I want to build cities anywhere, this is the coast to do it. But there's a lot of provinces with ports on the Irish Sea and the North Sea coasts. So I suppose it's not terrible that that's where they've done their most development. See, I could probably squeeze who owns that? The Duchy of Connacht. What's his? I'm getting completely sidetracked here, but for some reason he's got Teviotdale, which is de jure part of some other thing entirely. I don't know how he's ended up inheriting Teviotdale, which is probably part of Lothian, but anyway, never mind. Yeah, I could probably squeeze a city in there, and that would increase, trade value. But we don't really need to do that. So I'll unpause. Stop getting sidetracked by clicking on things and looking at things and things. So my armies, without even any of my vassals raised, are they're doing absolutely fine. Title can be usurped. Oh, Duchy of Meath. Yeah, we don't want that yet. We can call in allies, which we don't need to do. I'm just checking the messages. 4-week claims. We don't need to bother about those. I will actually just check or double check vassals. See if we have any particularly disloyal dukes or anything. Moray is still negative, but that's nothing to be worried about especially. We can actually just check here. I think she looks like an older duchess, so 57. And she's going to be inherited by someone of a different dynasty, and we actually get on a bit, although that will have an impact. Because obviously I hold half the Duchy of Moray myself. But anyway, they're a fairly weak duke. It's just even a fairly weak duke can start a faction, basically. We can actually just check factions. There's actually an independence faction, and it's the Count. It's the Count of Suomi. It's because we're so far away from each other, basically. Lower crown authority in Scotland, and it's already pretty damn low. We had to lower that last time, I seem to recall. So yeah, we want that back up to medium at some point, but it is probably not going to be within King Richard's lifetime. That will be a job for the next king. And having also been clicking around, let's also just check if we can't get better, more competent. Oh yes, he's a much better Chancellor. Now this does mean replacing a duke, but he's already got a fairly high opinion of me, so that's fine. We get an extra 4 on that guy. Marshal 24, we're not going to improve on that. Stewardship 16, don't have better than that. Spymaster 14, and he's a duke. I mean, we could replace him and get him with a guy who will get extra, or not extra, equal, because he'll go up from 13 to 14, but he's only a count. There's no point annoying a duke for essentially no gain. And learning a Bishop of Elgin seems to be the best we've got there as well. So we have a new Chancellor even, and maybe I could use him to start staking a claim somewhere, in fact. Anyway, also we have another Muck Jedi that's just been born, who's culturally fake Scottish, but I don't know, she seems to have picked up her mother's Danish heritage. So her portrait might look Nordic, but she'll be fake Scottish. So Meloria Muck Jedi, there we go. So, staking claims, yes, I think... Do we still have a truce with... I can't tell. We might. I mean, I think that would be a good one to get, would be to basically get those last two. I mean, this was an issue last time. I wanted to make Wales, you probably remember. and discovered that these two provinces in Cornwall are still de jure part of Wales. They haven't flipped over to being England. But if I can get these two last kind of contiguous Welsh provinces, then that will be 6 out of 8. That will be enough to make the Welsh crown. Although I'll have to check, actually. I might have to like pause the thing, tab out, and check what the rules were for making Britannia, because I might not have enough provinces overall to make Britannia just with Scotland, Ireland and Wales. I might need a bigger chunk of England. In fact, we might actually even just be able to do that from in-game. You probably would be able to with a newer version of the game. It's the problem with playing with an older version. De jure empires, I mean, we can see there what's necessary to make Britannia, but looking the actual title up in-game seems a bit tricky. Oh, there we go. If we click on de jure, aha! Empire of Britannia, that's the thing I want to be able to click on, and I would need to create Wales. That'll give me 3 out of 4 kingdom titles within this realm. And if I hover over the create button, I need 80% of the de jure counties. Currently I control 52%, 35 out of 67. So I would actually need quite a lot of England. That would require, well, it probably will take a fair chunk of time. Like, we're talking at least another 100 years, because of course, when it comes to CK2 and war, it's basically a lot more piecemeal than in EU4. Although in successive patches with EU4, they've made it a lot more piecemeal. It's a lot harder to get vast swathes of land than it used to be. Anyway, we'll speed it up a little bit. The Siege of Durham is going well. I think we'll immediately launch into a war to get Ossory after this. There also seems to be some kind of civil war going on here. Carrick is going after Argyll, which is currently held by the Duchy of Leinster. Okay then, some of these Irish dukes, or these Scotland 2 dukes, have managed to... I don't know, there's some weird... Who holds that? Lothian. So, yeah, there's been some inheritances and whatever going on that have completely messed up the internal borders, unfortunately. But you can't really... Like, you can. I mean, if you're a real control freak, you can try and revoke titles and apportion them so that the duchies are all nice and neat, but that way civil war lies. You don't really want to do that. So this is another event that's being wrapped up from being bankrupt, or not being bankrupt, but having no money. So Thieves Guild removed from Moray, which is good. This is all helping my income, and we're actually only just losing money at the moment, so that's all fine and dandy. And Mayor Morvet of Cavan has been imprisoned by Duke Constantine, so he's not in my prison. I can't actually ransom, although I do have a bishop that I can ransom. 25 gold. Heck yes, we might as well do that. And there we go. Cha-ching. Prisoners and ransom can be very, very useful. That's actually entirely historic as well. That was like the ransoming of landed prisoners was, you know, it was a fairly major trade, if you want to look at it that way. So I've released him. Food and supplies have been smuggled into Durham, increasing the morale of the defenders. It's fine, shouldn't take that much longer. Oh, also a wound, that's not good. Those are all just siege messages. Right, yeah, with the hot cautery touched, when the hot cautery touched the open wound, I couldn't hold the scream back. I cursed the doctor, who only laughed, told me to take it easy and not to pick on the wound. So I've gained the trait Wounded, and this could go one of either way. I could either get declining health from this, and as you can see, -1 health. So if you've got low health to begin with, this can be pretty bad. You can be extra susceptible to getting sick and dying, or else if it heals, you end up with a scar, which gives you a small amount of prestige. So actually, scars are like, I don't know, it's the old thing of vassals dig scars, I guess. But yeah, having a scar actually gives you extra monthly prestige, which is nice. So this last bit of siege is not even the last bit, this is the middle bit of siege. The Barony of Durham, that's taking a little while. Hartlepool shouldn't take too long to siege because it's only a city. So we'll put that back to speed 3. Some more Tanistry messages. We'll just actually check who's the current favoured. Still Edinfred in both Scotland and Ireland. I did actually notice when I was post last episode clicking around that my Crown Authority laws are much higher in Ireland than they are in Scotland, so it would be very nice to get them back up again in Scotland, but that's why we've had all the civil wars. So actually that faction to lower Crown Authority in Scotland too, it's a faction to get the Crown Authority lowered in Ireland. So in theory Ireland ought to be more stable in terms of the kind of situation with not having internal wars. We might even try and get max Crown Authority in Ireland. Now it's minus 30 vassal opinion, but as you can see, vassal levies go up. Vassals can no longer wage war. So shall we try it? We'll give it a go. I don't have any like massively powerful Irish dukes. So, I mean, it's ended up being a bit messy, unfortunately, but yeah, not too bad. I don't know if any of them have got multiple duchies. Some of them have got land in various places, but also, that was awfully quick. You never know with these claims, like, it's either going to happen 5 minutes from when you set the Chancellor to do it, or 3 hours later, you're still waiting. Anyway, yes, we have a claim now on Powys, which is going to cost me nearly 200 gold, which is a big chunk of my existing cash, but that's fine. And we'll actually, I mean, we could try and get these in one fell swoop. We'll actually move him there and cross our fingers, and we'll see, let's see, 18.5% yearly chance to make a claim. So it might happen again really quickly. We might actually be able to get Wales just all in one go. Or else it might be the usual thing of, oh well, you know, 3 episodes later we're still trying to make a claim on that province there. Yes. My Welsh pronunciation might need some work. There were a couple of people, I think there was one comment, was it the last episode or the episode before, and somebody said, like, if you learn to say that really, really absurdly long Welsh town name, that it's like you see comedians doing that on British TV and they inevitably get a round of applause. It's like the cheapest way to get a round of applause ever. But it's, the funny thing about it is, and I don't even know how to begin to say it, but it's ridiculously long. It was basically a marketing stunt. They actually changed the name of this Welsh town so that it would have the longest railway sign in Britain or something like that. So yeah, it went from what was probably already a fairly difficult English pronunciation for most people anyway, to just being completely ridiculous. They just turned the name of the place into basically a phrase in Welsh, and it was a marketing stunt. It was a gimmick basically, but they're sure as hell not going to turn it back now because it was a pretty good gimmick. Anyway, enough about absurdly long town names in Wales. My liege, I write to you with bad news from Instagol. My efforts to squeeze some extra tax in, the peasants are arming themselves. I fear we may have a revolt on our hands here soon, so we're going to get extra revolt risk, 5%. We can actually just check what that brings us up to. 6% revolt risk overall, so we should be okay. Also, when I scroll around a bit, I don't know if the... When I look at my frame rate thing, obviously you can't see it, but there's a frame rate thing up in the corner. That's showing a solid 60, but it's noticeably a bit kind of lagging when I move around. So hopefully the recording has not just gone super low frame rate, but that might have happened. I might need to restart the game here, maybe. I don't know. I really don't know what's causing this. I really don't know. And it irritates the heck out of me, and it just does seem to be with longer recordings, and of course CK2 recordings are longer recordings, so yeah. Right, more levy reinforcement rate, that's good. Princess Yaintil of Ulster has inherited the county of Tyrconnell, okay. which I think was in her, yeah, in duchy anyway. Some other minor messages that aren't really... Oh, okay, nothing important there. Right, we're about to get Heart the Pool, which will give me extra war score. And then I think I'll... you know what? Just to screw with England, I'm going to march my troops down to York and lift that siege. And look at this. Wow, this was super quick. Okay, this is going to be expensive though. 400 gold, 300 prestige. Prestige we can easily afford, but this is puts me on a knife edge in terms of cash. So we're just gonna, there we go. 46 gold. We're losing about a gold a month though. Right, we're going to lift the siege of York just to screw with England. We're at 35% war score, and her current status is I'm losing, but I won't give up yet. So -2, basically. So she's actually not going to take that much more pushing to give me Durham. We'll wrap up Durham fairly quickly, stand down the troops, improve the money situation a bit. And I think, do we want to go for... We might want to go for Wales as a priority over... I mean, this civil war is still really quite... oh, there we go. We got a scar. Vassals dig scars. You heard it here first. 0.1 prestige monthly. Yeah, that civil war shows no sign of going over anytime soon. So I think we want to prioritise Wales because these are claims that are tied to Richard, whereas that is a claim that's tied to a title I already have. So that claim's not going away, but the Welsh claim will go away if Richard dies. So that's the one we want to prioritise, definitely. Right, so we're just gonna, you know what, just gonna push that siege, which shouldn't cost me too much. And I don't mind if I kill a few Yorkish troops in the process. I could actually march down and attack that army. That would give me some nice war score. So yeah, that wasn't really to my benefit. That was just to screw with England and help out the civil war. Although actually, I just had a thought. Helping out the civil war. I'm actually helping out House Caption Guy. I didn't think that through, did I? God damn it. I did not think that through. Okay, I take it back. Why did I do that? That was a terrible idea. That was awful. Why would I do that? Don't want to help out House Caption Guy. Right, they're marching into Northampton. I mean, we well outnumber these troops. Right, they're going to get there 21st March. I'm going to get in there 18th March. So we've got their army in Norfolk. And this may give me enough war score in order to force peace. We're actually just about gaining money now, which is nice. So unless some event pops up that screws me money-wise, I mean, I've lost my big cushion of money. But being able to get the remainder of Wales just in one go is... Because I essentially now have a... I think I can declare war for a claim on... obviously, I can't click to have a look, but... I can't... I can, in theory, declare war to get the duchy title, which would have both those. So I can have 2 Welsh dukes. Technically, Cornwall's a Welsh duke at the moment as well, but I don't know. You'd think that would flip. Or would have flipped by this point in the game. Maybe it's to do with... yeah, they still have Breton culture. Oh no, actually... Devon has now flipped to being Anglo-Saxon, so... I think culture ties into these kind of things. I think. I'm not 100% super sure about that particular mechanic, though. Right, so... We're at 55% war score. This may be enough. Enforced demands. No. She's still not willing to give in yet. We can beat the remains of her army quite easily, though. I could actually just go and siege Middlesex. I mean, we've got the war goal, which is... that's given me lots and lots of war score and prestige and whatever. Well, war score. And beating her armies is giving me prestige. Yeah, I didn't mean to inadvertently help House Caption Guy, but I did. Anyway. But even if House Caption Guy, even if the Duke of York wins this civil war, it's still, you know, I'll have taken a bit of England in the process. So, you know, he's been helping me. whether he likes it or not. Or, well, House Caption Guy, you know, not Caption Guy directly, but House Caption Guy has been helping me, whether they like it or not. So we'll march these troops down into Middlesex. 60% war score. I mean, this should be over. Ah, there we go, peace offer. I will take your peace offer. I will take the Bishop of Durham. No, accept. Don't click decline. That was the whole point of this war, was to accept. I'll actually march my troops over there, which will be a lot quicker, so I can disband my regular troops. My retinues will be sat in Wales. I will declare war on Wales, and we'll actually just check allies. King of Navarre, King of Norway. England shouldn't come in that war because I think we've just we've just peaced out with England, so that shouldn't be an issue. My liege, I hope fate finds you well. A child needs a proper guardian. Nothing would please me more. So this is someone offering. Oh yes, Delsa McJedi and Bishop Mace, who is, he must be a fake Scottish with a name like that. I'll have a look at his stats. His stats are fairly decent apart from his stewardship, which is abysmal. Actually, his learning and his diplomacy aren't so hot either. But I think she's fairly minor. Although, how do you say she's fairly minor? She's my daughter. But she is heir to the County of Warwick. She probably wants to have somewhat decent stats. But you know what? We'll do it. That shouldn't hurt too much. And he's only a baron. Oh, no. Okay. So, King Richard died. And we'll do the usual things when something like this has happened. I mean, I think we lost our claims on Wales, unfortunately. We do not have a valid casus belli to declare war on Wales. So all that gold we spent on those claims, 600 gold. Damn it. Oh well. So yeah, so we don't have that claim anymore. We're gonna have to do that all over again. So yeah, I've got, okay, Edinfred has inherited. We're still, I don't think he had land, so we're still 6 of 6. That's fine. I think we might just go for Ossory then. We'll get some boats, get our retinues over there and go for Ossory. We'll also check the stability of the realm as well, which is a fairly important thing. We've also got 2 people needing a guardian, but at this stage they're very close to maturity, so that's going to have a fairly minor effect. So we'll just pick... oh, also Edinfred's culturally Welsh at the moment, so that's interesting. Yes, there's a lot of different culture McJedis. I've probably said this. In fact, I know I've said this before. The family get-togethers must be very interesting. There must be a lot of accents going on. Ashkenazi, Bohemian. I'm trying to find... oh, there we go. Mayor of Stornoway. And although his intrigue was terrible. And we'll also... not arrange betrothal. Although, you know, I could. King of Castile! Do we really want to be associated with Castile right now? But you know what? Can we get any good matrilineal marriages going? Not really. We could matrilineally betroth to a Prince of the HRE. Prince of Carpathia, maybe? Great Pox. He's probably not going to last very long. Prince of France? Yeah, why not? Let's get a matrilineal betrothal going with the Prince of France. That's not why we were here, of course. We wanted to actually educate. There we go. But if we can, you know, get some French inheritances going on, that would be pretty neat. Tutelage under the Mayor of Dublin. Why not? Right. So unmarried heir. We should actually check the current dynasty. Right. It's different for both those at the moment. We'll nominate. Who do we want to nominate? Who's got relatively good stats? Count of Gwent, 17. Although he's possessed, we probably don't want him. On the other hand, could be interesting. Oh, it's probably a terrible idea though. I probably should not do that at all. She's pretty good. Luca Courtier in Elholm, wherever that is. That's probably... I don't know where that is, actually. Bishop Karl of Elholm. I wonder if that's over in Finland. I mean, a landed one probably would be better. Duchess of Ulster, although her intrigue is terrible. I'm trying to find one that's got decent stats that someone else would actually... Maybe I should just let it run a little bit and see who else other people are voting for. Let's see. Oh, so annoying. 600 gold down the drain on Wales. God damn it. I mean, it was a risk trying to do that with King Richard. It was a risk. I banked that he would live slightly longer, but he did not. Yeah, I think we're okay. We might actually have flipped to... Yeah, we've flipped to being Alba again because it's a Welsh king. Actually, just check vassals. Oh, Moray. She does not like me. Connacht, we will have to... I think we'll hold off changing any laws. Because he's not the most popular guy in the room right now. We need to get some stability going, basically. So we'll raise ships. And... where else can I raise ships from? Dublin. Okay, the matrilineal marriage with one of the princes of France is going ahead. Right, yeah, France has popped out again, so the civil war is that now France? Yeah, okay, we're not going to have Ossory. Not that soon anyway. Castile still controls a bunch of just random provinces though, but Castile also still having significant internal problems. Right, so a bunch of Tanistry messages popping up. This is what we wanted to... Oh, did not mean to hit the... Don't know if that pops up in the recording, but I accidentally hit the Windows key on my keyboard. Right. Oh, that's not the right key. Let's consolidate those. We'll probably wrap this episode up very, very soon. We'll sort out who we want as the Tanist, and let's see, that's all the 6 ships. That's 32. And that's going to be 38, and we almost have enough ships. I probably should have just raised the ones from... Oh, Castle McJedi. Yeah, I probably should have. That's 38 ships right there. So let's stand those down. Actually, let's just send those 2 ships down. That's fine. So, yeah, right. Everybody should have chosen a Tanist by this point. Also, I can pick an ambition. And I think we'll want our marshal to be better. Our stewardship's also fairly terrible, but I think marshal's the more important one, so we'll go with improved martial ability, which is a little bit risky actually. If you're trying to improve your martial ability, you can end up with injuries and such like. But anyway, so our current... I think we've got different Tanists for each... No, they've gone with the Duke of Munster. Is how the popular opinion has gone with, so we'll just nominate him as well, just so we have just a good stable choice for both kingdom titles. Intrigue terrible, but his other stats are actually not bad, and he's also fairly young, so he's got a very, very good chance, barring accidents or murders or whatever, of becoming the next king. So there we go. And also, I think he's fake Scottish, so it will flip back to being Scotland. So, yeah, that was not optimal. That was a lot of gold down the drain. King Richard died too early there. We got Durham, at least, but that could have... I was in with a shot of creating Wales, although I might have wanted to hold back on creating Wales just because it would be a long time before I could then go and create Britannia. And it'd be 3 sets of Tanistry laws to juggle at that point. So, I don't know. It might be one that I just let lie for a while and just held control of Wales without actually creating the Crown of Wales. But, you know, the ability to create the Crown of Wales is a very important step in creating Britannia. So let's load those troops up and get them back home for now. And I guess we'll wrap things up here, although we might take a quick look around the map before we do it as well. But yeah, that was just disappointing. That was just... King Richard, why? Why did you have to do that? Why? That was just such a dick move. See what I did there? See what I did there? I'm going to have to punch myself in the face because of that, but still. I have no regrets. Even as I endure the pain of punching myself in the face, I will have no regrets. Anyway, yeah, that was though. I just dying after I'd spent all that money. Consolidating, getting claims on Wales, and he just had to go and die. But that's always the risk with those kind of claims with an older king. So they could just kick the bucket at any moment. So anyway, yeah, Castile has actually... I mean, they have more territory than they had before. They do have these bits of France, but they're going to be particularly susceptible to rebellions. And those rumblings are not done yet. What else? I mean, Pisa's still... They're not a huge power, but I think they're probably pretty damn rich at this point. I mean, we'll check the Republic train zones. Yes, those. Pisa's got to be pretty much rolling in cash. Byzantium's still doing very well. Carpathia there. Fatimids still look like the biggest power over here, but not that big. I don't know if there's even a caliph at the moment. Is this? This is a sultanate rather than a caliphate. Yeah. Not really many doings in Scandinavia, although Vestandlet's popped out as an independent duchy. Gotland's not really done too much more. So yeah, I don't know what we'll do next time in the next episode. I had plans and then that asshole had to die. What a jerk. What a jerk. What a dick. Such a dick. Anyway. So yeah, we'll wrap things up there. I hope you've enjoyed this episode. And if you did, if you have any suggestions or anything, you can leave them in the comments below. You can hit the like button. You can subscribe to my channel. And as always, stay tuned for more.